to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 33 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we are here for you, and we welcome your calls on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010. 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the longevity products, longevity business, health challenges you or a loved one may be dealing with, or our Truth Skin Health products, truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. If you have a success story, if you just want to contribute to the conversation, if you've used our Truth Skin Health products and you've gotten great results, we'd love to hear about it. 844-236-6010. And if you want to purchase Truth Treatment products, go to truthtreatments.com. If you want to purchase longevity products, go to criticalhealthnews.com, brightsideben.com, or pharmacistben.com. Okay, we have a guest coming up at the bottom of the hour. Dr. Ariana Scholes-Douglas is the author of The Menopause Myth. I've been studying menopause myself for many, many years from the skincare perspective, but also from the health perspective. And menopausal symptoms are something that we consider to be par for the course, that women consider to be par for the course, but it's not necessarily so. Check this out. All of the signs of menopause, all of the unpleasant symptoms, I should say, of menopause, the hot flashes, of course, that's the most notorious symptom, but also the insomnia and the lack of libido and the irritability and the depression and the skin issues, et cetera, et cetera. These are all classic signs of adrenal stress or adrenal overload, we'll say. Excessive adrenal activity. And there's a very interesting relationship between the adrenal stress glands and menopause, because when a woman stops making female hormones at the level of the reproductive system, that is the gonads, the ovaries and such, the reproductive organs, the adrenal glands are supposed to pick up the slack. That's what's supposed to happen when we're healthy. You shift into adrenal production of female hormones when you reach menopause, if we're healthy. But these days, our adrenal glands are so fried out from the crappy food we're eating to the crappy lifestyle we're living to all the stress, etc., that the body can't handle that. The adrenals can't handle that extra load. And so all of this, they go into this emergency mode of functioning. And so all of this, all the symptoms of menopause, the unpleasant symptoms of menopause are signs of adrenal overload. Work on the adrenal glands. That's how you deal with menopause. You be kind to your adrenal glands, and starts with eating less sugar. Sugar is the mortal enemy of the adrenal glands for all kinds of reasons that I don't necessarily want to go into, but hyperglycemia and cortisol, they're all interrelated. If you want to take care of your, if you want to go into menopause and not have to deal with all the crappy symptoms, and if you have the crappy symptoms, start working on adrenal health. Anyway, Dr. Scholes-Douglas is, she knows, I'm sure she knows a lot more about this than I do. She's got this whole idea about the menopause myth, how there's myths about menopause. I'll let her tell us about that. It'll be at the bottom of the hour. We'll get your phone calls in our next segment. 844-236-6010 is our number. We have been talking about the skin and menopause and skin. Menopause issues and skin issues go hand in hand. Oily skin, dry skin, thinning skin, wrinkles, hyperpigmentation. That's probably the most interesting one to me, the dark spot issue. And dark spots and hyperpigmentation are really one of the big complaints that people have about their skin. And it's mostly a woman problem. Not men that get hyperpigmentation too, but it's largely a female problem. Guess what organs you really want to focus on when you have hyperpigmentation? The adrenal thyroid complex. Hyperpigmentation is a sign that you jumped off from the triangle of disease. In fact, all menopausal symptoms. But you don't have to you don't have to be in menopause to be hyperpigmented. Anytime your estrogen changes, you're going to be at risk of hyperpigmentation. If you're spiking estrogen and you're not clearing it out effectively, if you're on the birth control pill, if you're on hormone replacement therapy, all of these are ways or reasons or causes for imbalances in estrogen, and they're all associated with hyperpigmentation, dark spots. It doesn't seem like dark spots, I don't know, from a cosmetic standpoint, I guess it's a big deal. But there seems like there's worse problems than hyperpigmentation. But what you can do is you can use your hyperpigmentation as a sign that you got to be clearing your estrogen more effectively and working on your adrenal glands. Now, I'm talking about older women here. Younger women who hyperpigment, typically that's a different issue. Well, it's still going to involve the adrenal glands, but typically involves the birth control pill. But for postmenopause, for older and perimenopause as well, and that can happen as early as in the 40s. If you're hyperpigmenting, if you're getting dark spots, that should be treated as a red flag that you're heading into an unpleasant menopause. So you want to start using adrenal nutrients. One of the all-time great adrenal nutrients is something you don't hear a lot about in the world of vitamins and nutrients, and that's pantothenic acid, which I absolutely love as a supplement, vitamin B5. I bet if you ask 9 out of 10 people, 99 out of 100 people walking down the street, what vitamin B5 was, what it did, why it was important, where you got it, what kind of foods you got it in, nobody would know. Or 999 out of 1,000 people would know, because you don't hear a lot about vitamin B5. I am predicting it is going to be a darling vitamin, just like, you have these fads every once in a while in the world of vitamins. I'm predicting vitamin B5 is going to be a fad vitamin in probably the next 10 years. Because it's so important for the adrenal glands, and because adrenal fatigue and adrenal stress is pretty much everybody after a certain age in our culture is running with some kind of adrenal stress or adrenal fatigue issue. Sometimes subclinical, of course, you may not notice it, but a lot of times you do. Oily skin, thinning skin, menopausal symptoms. Insomnia. How many people do you know have insomnia? That's a classic sign of a jacked up adrenal gland. So vitamin B5 for all adrenal issues. It's in the longevity stress formula for that reason. But vitamin B5 is just so darn important for a lot of reasons. It's a fat processing vitamin. Helps the body process fats. It helps it process fatty hormones, like all the hormones, all the adrenal hormones, the so-called steroid hormones. It's important for cholesterol. Pantothenic acid, that's the chemical name for vitamin B5. Panto comes from pan, which means everywhere. Pantothenic acid is found everywhere. It's found in all foods. It's found in all cells. Everything works with pantothenic acid, and its main role is to work with high-energy compounds, fats specifically, and help them work with hormones. That means for any kind of a fatty hormone issue, which of course is adrenal issues are fatty hormone issues, vitamin B5 can be really helpful. I use vitamin B5 topically in my acne formulations. It's a secret anti-acne vitamin because, because it has a thinning effect on sebum, and it has a stabilizing effect on sebum-making cells. Sebum is skin oil. So it's great for people who are dealing with oily skin. Now, oily skin is a classic sign. It's a classic red flag for blood sugar problems and cortisol problems. So by using vitamin B5, you can stabilize the hormones at the level of the adrenal glands. That's cortisol specifically. And you can use vitamin B5 in a couple of different ways. You can use it topically. You can actually open up a capsule and put it in a cream or a gel, or even, I think it's water soluble, it goes into water. You put an alcohol, and you can make a great anti-sebum toner, or anti-acne toner. Nutritional. And by the way, while you're doing it, you might throw in some vitamin B3 niacin, which is also really cool for acne blemishes and for oily skin. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben, 844-236. Okay, we're back. on the bright side. And we have all our lines open, 844-236-6010. We'll get to your calls this segment if they're there. And then we will talk to Dr. Ariana Scholes-Douglas about the menopause myth. What your mother, doctor, and friends haven't told you about life after 35. That's kind of scary. Life after 35. They're actually, 35 is kind of young. But certainly by 40, 42, a lot of women are starting to go into at least beginning to notice certain things. We'll put it that way. But menopause is usually late 40s, early 50s. Anyway, the menopause myth, Dr. Scholes-Douglas has got some ideas and some tips and some treatments and therapies that you can use to counter menopausal symptoms, which are not inevitable, especially if you work on the adrenal glands, especially if you work on sugar. Notice your hot flashes, by the way, occur lots of times after you eat, within hours or so, within a few hours after eating sugary meals or sweets. Just cutting out sugar. Fast-burning sugar, in addition to cereals and breads, can have a huge impact on menopausal symptoms. Using sugar processing nutrition can help, and helping the body process fats as well. And that's where vitamin B5 comes in. Pantothenic acid, one of the all-time great underappreciated nutritional supplements. Vitamin B5, pantothenic acid. It's a precursor to chemicals that are involved in fat processing. The thing about pantothenic acid is because there's no real pantothenic acid deficiency disease because it's everywhere. It's in pretty much all foods, panto meaning everything, especially meats and dairy products, eggs, avocados, beans, high protein foods, and real thick substancey foods. Avocados aren't a high protein food, but substancey foods, sweet potatoes. There's no toxicity. You can take as much as you want. I've been making, I put in my blemish repair complex, and I've been recommending pantothenic acid for many years. In fact, I created my blemish repair complex, which if you haven't, it's actually out of stock. I shouldn't say too much about it. But if you haven't, I should be back in stock this week. The reason it's so effective, or one of the reasons it's so effective, is the same reason why I created it, is because I wanted people to have to get a lot of pantothenic acid, in addition to other supplements. But pantothenic acid is just an absolute superstar for fats and for the skin, for oily skin oils, sebum, and also for wound healing. Pantothenic acid is involved in the wound healing process. It's even been used to treat gray hair, although I don't know, I can't speak to the success of that. That doesn't sound to me. I'll say it's been used to treat graying of the hair, but I would be surprised personally if pantothenic acid could turn around hair graying. Nonetheless, it's super important for cholesterol, also for helping stabilize cholesterol levels, and also it's used in hair products as dexpanthenol. It's got a hair moisturizer or hair softening effect, and I'm not sure how that necessarily works because hair is dead, but I think the pantothenic acid may somehow act to trap water inside the shaft. One of the best ways to moisten your hair, or soften your hair, or hydrate your hair, I should say, is with our biomimetic mineral mist. If you spray it when you come out of the shower, biomimetic mineral mist is available at truthtreatments.com, by the way. Bacteria make pantothenic acid, so good bacteria in the gut make pantothenic acid, so make sure you're using your probiotics and make sure you're taking care of your intestinal health. Once again, we see the relationship between intestinal health and the B vitamins. That's one of the neat things about the probiotics, the bacteria in the gut, is they make B vitamins, particularly vitamin B5, in addition to vitamin B12 for that matter. Let's see here what else I could tell you about pantothenic acid. Non-toxic, that's the best part about Panto, that it's non-toxic. You take as much as you want. I remember when I first heard about it back in probably the late 80s, I read a study about Chinese students using pantothenic acid for acne and getting dramatic results. They put pantothenic acid in topical products and then they used it supplementally, and I started recommending it, and I was noticing dramatic results in my patients, and then I started putting it into a cream. I actually made a topical product with pantothenic acid. But you can make your own pantothenic acid topical. Just break open a pantothenic acid capsule and put it in some alcohol, water, or cream. Probably alcohol might be a little bit better if you're trying to get rid of oil in a cream. Nonetheless, it goes into products very nicely, very easily. So you can make your own topical pantothenic acid if you're dealing with oily skin, or if you're dealing with a wound for that matter. And pantothenic acid also helps the body work with proteins and also helps the body work with sugars. So if you're a diabetic, you might want to consider supplementing with pantothenic acid, keeping in mind that if you're taking a multiple vitamin, you may not be getting the amount of pantothenic acid that you need. If you're taking a multiple vitamin or you're taking some stress supplement that doesn't have a lot of panto in it, you might not be getting enough panto. Try taking a gram or two. It's cheap enough. It comes in 500 milligram capsules. You can take 2 or 3 a day. You can take 4 a day. There's no known toxicity of pantothenic acid. Nutrients are what drugs dream they could be. Can you imagine a drug with no known toxicity that worked on your insulin and your body, and your fat, and your adrenal glands, and your skin, could take care of acne, and had no known toxicity? I should say it may cause a little diarrhea if you take too much of it, but you got to take a lot. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. We got Dr. Ariana Scholes coming up in the bottom of the hour. Did you know a cup of tea can help keep you sharp and change your brain? Plain old tea. Tea is amazing stuff. Tea is the number one beverage, and I'm not talking about green tea, by the way. I'm talking about black tea. Well, green tea, and between green tea and black tea, you have the number one beverage that anyone, aside from water, that anyone drinks. The number one most drank beverage in the world is tea. And it turns out that the brain structure of tea drinkers is physically different from non-tea drinkers. And this improves their ability to remember and carry out mental tasks. This is from the journal Aging. People who drink at least 4 cups of tea, and it doesn't matter what kind of tea it is, every week, 4 cups of tea a week, will have more efficient brains after 25 years. And that's according to the National University of Singapore, published in the journal Aging. And this just confirms studies that show that drinking tea helps improve brain health. Other studies have shown that drinking tea halves the chances of cognitive decline in older people. This is based on an MRI of 36 people aged 60 or older. Tea not only is good for the brain in terms of enhancing memory and enhancing cognition, tea also calms you down, believe it or not. Of course, the caffeine in it may have a stimulating effect, but if you do decaffeinated tea is a great source of something called theanine, Theanine. Theanine is a relaxing phytonutrient. In fact, you can buy theanine capsules to take before bedtime to help you go to sleep. Theanine has a nice relaxing effect, and nature's best source of theanine is green tea and black tea, and also oolong tea. If you want to learn more about tea, if you want to get the bright side take on tea, go to brightsideben.com and click on the search engine, or go to the search engine and type in tea. We talked about tea a lot. Tea is an amazingly interesting nutritional beverage. Natural nutritional beverage. Green tea is like a divine gift with all the things it does for us. Amazing for your skin too, by the way, green tea. You can make a green tea toner to use on your skin when you come out of the sun. It'll help minimize or reduce the likelihood of photo damage because the phytonutrients in green tea are sun protection. All right, we got Dr. Ariana Scholes coming up in our next segment. You're listening to The Bright Side. Don't go away. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side, and I thought we would have Dr. Ariana Scholes Douglas, but she's not answering. Oh, we do have Dr. Ariana Scholes Douglas. All right, so let's do a little housekeeping and we'll get to Dr. Douglas. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. If you want to purchase longevity products, call 866-735-2470. If you want to purchase our Truth Skin Health products, which are ideal if you're dealing with menopause, by the way. Topical vitamin C and retinoids can help reverse even photo damage and photo aging. They're great anti-hyperpigmenting products, and of course you never get anti-hyperpigmenting ingredients. And you never get any preservatives, fragrances, fillers, waxes, emulsifiers, water, silicone, oil, nothing your skin doesn't need or doesn't want in any of our Truth Skin Health products. TruthTreatments.com. truthtreatments.com. Okay, I'm going to assume we have Dr. Scholes Douglas on. Hopefully we do. She's the author of a book called The Menopause Myth, what your mother, doctor, and friends haven't told you about life after 35. I want to talk to Dr. Scholes about what that means. That's an interesting title. And I know you've been talking about menopause on this program for a while. I think we have Dr. Douglas there. Dr. Douglas, you around? We got Dr. Douglas? Hello? Dr. Scholes Douglas. I'm not sure what's going on there. Hey, Alex, pot her down, will you? And then see if you can talk to her and get her up. I'm not sure what's going on with the phones there. Hopefully we'll get Dr. Scholes Douglas on. She's the author of The Menopause Myth. And I've been studying menopause in my business from the skincare perspective for many years. In fact, most of the focus of my work has been on women between the ages of, say, 40 and 60. 40 being on the young side, of course, of menopause. Menopause usually happens in the late 40s and early 50s, and it's just so tragic to me how we assume that the symptomology that's associated with menopause has to happen. It doesn't have to happen, and I have seen people, number one, go through menopause without any symptoms, and I've seen symptoms completely disappear. So I've seen it happen so much and so often that I can guarantee you it can be done. Now, it can be done. If one person can do it, anybody can do it, and it can be done, but it has to be, you have to pay attention to what you're doing. You can't live your life like normal. And the idea that it becomes medicalized, that menopausal symptoms become medicalized, is a classic example of how the medical model has taken our health our lifestyle issues and turned them into medical issues. That's the real problem here, folks. Our lifestyle issues have become medical issues to the point, and it's happened for generations. Our lifestyle issues have become medical issues for generation upon generation upon generation, probably going back to the late 1900s, maybe even before. Or late 1800s, I'm sorry, the late 1800s, probably even before. And that's the real problem that we confront with our health challenges, is that we think our lifestyle issues are medical issues, and we're conditioned to believe that because there's profit to be made. The doctor doesn't work for us. The doctor works for the insurance companies, the hospitals, the drug companies. The doctor is responsive to businesses whose interests are not ours, and it's unfortunate. I'm not besmirching all doctors, by the way. That's not what I do here. I know enough doctors to know that the vast majority of them, almost everyone I know, they're good people. Once in a while you run into a bad egg, but doctors are really good people. They mean well. They're just conditioned a certain way to believe in certain things. And you know what? It's not them personally. It's the model. It's the paradigm. The medical paradigm of taking lifestyle, what are really at the core lifestyle issues, and applying it to and making it a medical, making them medical conditions, doesn't serve us. It disempowers us. And at the end of the day, it's about empowerment. It's about being empowered to take care of our own bodies. If you are dealing with the symptomology associated with menopause, the insomnia and the hot flashes and the irritability, et cetera, the anxiety, the depression, all that stuff, number one, work on how you eat. Number two, get on a nutritional supplement program. And that means not only vitamin B5 and niacin and all the B vitamins that we talked about, and not only essential fats, and make no mistake about it, EFAs are a must-have for the menopausal woman. They're a must-have for everybody, but especially for menopause. EFAs act like natural estrogen. Essential fatty acids can get you through hot flashes like estrogen will, without any toxicity or any side effects. Vitamin E, vitamin A, then the B vitamins. Vitamin C. Vitamin C is another one of those all-time underappreciated supplements, especially for the adrenal glands. Vitamin C I think the adrenal glands may have more vitamin C in them than any other system in the body. Certainly they're in the list. They're in the top 2 or 3 structures with vitamin C. Vitamin C can be amazing for hot flashes. And again, like pantothenic acid, we don't know about vitamin C deficiencies because nobody has full-blown vitamin C deficiency and full-blown vitamin B5 deficiency, because vitamin C is very easy to obtain and vitamin B5 is very easy to obtain. But what we can have is deficiencies in our ability to thrive. We don't have disease deficiencies, but we may have deficiencies in our ability to thrive or in our ability to withstand menopause. And by the way, as far as vitamin C goes, if you really want to do it right, get yourself some IV vitamin C. We talked to IV nurse here, a nutritional IV nurse here a couple of weeks ago. You can take 10 grams, 20 grams of this stuff right in your blood. Vitamin C is also very important for cortisol, by the way, for stress hormone. Vitamin C is important for the production of a lot of hormones, for serotonin, for nerve hormones. But that doesn't show up as scurvy. So you may not have enough to maximize cortisol and adrenal and serotonin health, but you just don't have scurvy, so you think you're okay. It's like with the adrenal glands. We have this misunderstanding about the adrenal glands that they're just fight or flight emergency glands, but they're also steroid hormone glands. They also make steroid hormones. And oh, by the way, the more stress hormone that your adrenal glands are making, the more cortisol your adrenal glands are making, the less raw materials are going to be available for the fun stuff. The testosterone, the estrogen, the progesterone. All of these steroid or sex hormones are associated with living a great life, with recovery, with repair, with anti-aging, with healing. All of these all these, I call them the hormones of the good stuff, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, DHEA, they all come from cholesterol. If your body is turning cholesterol into cortisol, if cortisol is using up all your cholesterol, you're going to have less available for other hormones to be made. Another silly reason, or another reason why statin drugs are so silly. Statin drugs are silly. Well, they're worse than silly. The chemistry is silly. The biochemistry is silly. The biochemistry of statin drugs for heart disease is just silly. And anybody who understands a little biochemistry doesn't buy into it. The biochemistry that says that, we're going to stop cholesterol from being produced to keep cholesterol from building up in the arteries is just childish and nonsensical. And then they have other studies funded by drug companies that say that statin drugs can help support immunity and fight cancer, blah, blah, blah. Why? Because they're slowing things down. Statin drugs slow things down. They slow down the production of the body's ability they slow down production of the body's most important biochemical for stress management or for life management. And if you're on a statin drug and you're menopausal, now you're really playing with fire. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. We're back on The Bright Side. Pharmacist Ben here, and we have lines open 844-236-6010. We're talking about a lot of menopause and statin drugs and vitamin B5. If you are a post-menopausal woman and your cholesterol is high, especially your HDL or your LDL is low, they'll probably put you on a statin drug. And it's not a great idea for anybody to be on a statin drug, but you know what? Statin drugs for post-menopausal women are especially problematic. According to the Archives of Internal Medicine, statins increase the risk of getting diabetes by 71% in post-menopausal women, almost double your odds. That's the craziness about statin drugs to me. Diabetes, blood sugar problems are a major risk factor for heart disease, but they'll give you a statin drug which causes diabetes and messed up blood sugar to prevent heart disease. Coenzyme Q10 is absolutely vital for protecting you from heart disease. Statin drugs stop your body from making coenzyme Q10, but they'll give you statin drugs to lower your cholesterol to keep you from getting heart disease. People, this is ridiculous. It's absolute craziness. We're doing to ourselves with drugs, with pharmacological therapy, with pharmacotherapy is absolute lunacy. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. Dave in Pennsylvania. Good morning. Welcome to The Bright Side, buddy. What's going on?
Good morning, Ben. I'm calling. It's so ironic. I'm calling exactly for that, which you just mentioned.
Cholesterol?
My aunt, has high cholesterol, postmenopause, and wants to know what she should do before her doctor wants to put her on a statin drug.
Oh, that's interesting. Were you going to ask me that anyway?
Yes, that's exactly what I called.
Okay, so we're on the same wavelength here. All right, so here's the dealio. There's so many ways to lower your cholesterol naturally, but you don't want to really focus on the cholesterol. You want to focus on why your body's making the cholesterol, or not even worry about it unless it's really ridiculously high. Then there are conditions where it gets really crazy high, and that's usually some kind of metabolic or genetic condition. But as far as postmenopausal elevated cholesterol goes, treat it like it's a blood sugar problem. In fact, that's the way to treat all cholesterol issues, but especially postmenopausal women who are notorious for having blood sugar problems. Everybody is, Postmenopausal health is for most people, is like a poster child of just our general deteriorating health condition as a culture and as a society. So in any case, blood sugar. Focus on blood sugar. All right. Now, you said this is your aunt?
Correct.
Do you see her? Do you see her, or you just you see her? Is she overweight?
Yeah.
Okay. She's got a blood sugar problem. She's got a blood. Does she have more weight now than she did 20 years ago? She's carrying more weight.
Yeah.
That's a blood sugar problem. She's got a blood sugar issue. To treat the cholesterol without treating the blood sugar issue not only is silly, just crazy biochemistry, but because it doesn't fix the original problem, it's going to shorten her longevity. You see what I'm saying? And the statin drug's not going to get blamed. It's not the statin drug's fault. It's the fact that we're not focusing on the real problem here. The real problem is the blood sugar. And it's probably secondary to, the blood sugar itself is probably secondary to the digestive system, and it's a triangle of disease. It's the adrenal thyroid. She's hypothyroid, probably. She's got probably elevated stress hormones. She's carrying too much weight. I mean, all of these things. But we want to take a statin drug. Now, I'm not picking on your aunt or anybody. I'm not picking on doctors. I'm not picking on people who take the drugs. I'm not picking on your aunt. I just want you to see the biochemistry, the logic here. Why do we go for a statin drug? And your aunt is smart enough to question a little bit, or at least she's been listening to you, probably. For some reason she's questioning. But most people won't question. Most people will just take the statin drug. And I'm not talking about the average person who's just like a lay person. I'm talking about doctors will take the statin drug. I am talking pharmacists will take the statin drug. Dentists will take the statin drug. Vets will take the statin drug. People who should know better, who understand chemistry, they'll take the statin drug because the conditioning of statin mania and cholesterol mania is just so prevalent. It's so embedded into the culture after generations, literally generations of people have been born and grown up with the idea that cholesterol causes heart disease, and you lower your cholesterol with drugs to prevent your heart disease or to prevent a heart attack. We've just grown up this way. But it doesn't make sense in the face of biochemistry. So for your aunt, when I tell you what to do, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of stuff to do. Not only is she going to take care of her cholesterol levels, but she's also going to lose weight. She'll also have more energy. She'll also have a better immune system and better skin, and she'll just feel better. Can any drugs say that? No. So here's what you do. Number one, you treat her like a diabetic right from the get-go. Low sugar, ketogenic diet, low calorie. Now, I'm saying these things. I doubt she's going to do all of them because most people don't want to if your aunt wants to. These are just options for her. Follow me, Dave?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Ketogenic diet, low calorie, calorie restriction, intermittent fasting, exercise. Make sure she's using supplements that help her process sugar. She'd definitely be on the sweeties right away. I just did a moment of truth. By the way, I'm doing moments of truth every morning. I do a little blip, a little 60-second, 30 to 60-second video with a little health tip. Today I did chia seeds. If you want to be on the Moment of Truth email or text list, send a note to Robin@truthtreatments.com. Robin@truthtreatments.com. Tell me you want to be on the Moment of Truth list, and we'll put it together. We're putting together a list now. I'm not sure how I'm going to send it out. Anyway, I did one on chia seeds today. Chia pudding is one of the great all-time anti-diabetic, anti-menopausal symptom, blood sugar mopping up, estrogen balancing, delicious foods you could eat. You take chia seeds, take maybe half a cup of chia seeds, and then a cup and a half or so of almond milk. You can mix it up with some coconut water, throw some vanilla in there, a little stevia. If you do chocolate almond milk, you'll get, and by the way, chocolate almond milk and vanilla almond milk are no sugar. They're delicious. Throw in your chia seeds. They swell when they absorb the moisture from the coconut water or the almond milk, and it makes the most delicious pudding. If you put vanilla and clove and cinnamon, it's just awesome. It's great for your estrogen. It's great for your skin. It's great for lowering blood sugar. That's soluble fiber. And then also the sweeties, as I say, magnesium, niacin, vitamin B3, superstar for lowering cholesterol / sugar. The nutrients that help you lower your cholesterol will also help you lower your sugar. What does that tell you right there? That's all you need to know, folks. The same nutrients that lower your blood sugar lower your cholesterol. They have drugs that lower your cholesterol and lower your blood sugar at the same time. They give you drugs that way because cholesterol and blood sugar go hand in hand. Okay, so niacin, vitamin B3, a superstar for both. Chromium, as I say in the sweeties. Zinc, don't forget your zinc. Very important for the adrenal glands, very important for cholesterol, very important for blood sugar, etc. 50 milligrams of zinc a day. Vitamin E and A as well. Use CBD, by the way. I forgot to talk about CBD. CBD is some interesting stuff for helping folks go deal with their menopausal symptoms. It's not a drug, but it's not a nutrient either. So I don't talk about it a lot, but it's still good stuff. Don't forget your ultimate EFAs, essential fatty acids for your aunt, and then the B complex, especially in addition to B3, especially B5. So you got tons of information there, Dave. And last but not least, work on digestive health, because that's the first point, always on the triangle of disease. Lots of great information there for you, my friend. And long story short, nobody has to deal with those kinds of symptoms, menopausal symptoms, or elevated cholesterol symptoms. And certainly, you don't need a prescription drug to take care of what at the core is a lifestyle issue. All right, did I help, Dave?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Ben.
Good deal. Thank you so much for calling. Appreciate it. Appreciate all my smart, bright side listeners. If you're listening to this program and you actually left it on for an hour or even for half an hour, or for however long you left it on, if you listen regularly to this program, you are the tip of the spear. You're the cutting edge. Not everybody's listening to this program. The vast majority of people are just going to do what the culture, what the society tells us. The vast majority of people are going to participate in the paradigm. If you're listening to this program, if you're listening to The Bright Side now, you are the tip of the spear. You are the paradigm busters. And it isn't easy breaking a paradigm. I've been trying to break a paradigm in skincare now for going on 6 or 7 years, technically 3 or 4 years, I suppose. And why should you pay for water? That's my paradigm shifting idea in skincare. Why should you pay for water? Why should you pay for wax? Why should you pay for preservatives? Why should you put preservatives on your skin? This is my paradigm shift in the world of skincare. And if you're a connoisseur, if you consider yourself a skincare connoisseur, if you only want the absolute ridiculous over-the-top best, why would you pay for somebody's water and silicone and oil and when you can have 80% fat-soluble vitamin C in a transdermal matrix with nothing else? If you're interested in checking out connoisseur products for the just very sophisticated skincare aficionado, and I know you're out there in the skincare community. By the way, I have a skincare page at Instagram, on Instagram and also on Facebook, so you can get on there. And my moments of truth are on my Instagram page and my Facebook page. Just Instagram Truth Treatments or Facebook Truth Treatments. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side, friends. PharmacistBen.com, BrightSideBen.com, and CriticalHealthNews.com are where you can purchase longevity products or sign up to join the Brightside Ben team, and TruthTreatments.com for all our Truth Skin Health products. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to you later, folks. Bye for now.